There's a good chance of a shemazel in the parallelogram as we bring on some players who haven't made training all season but who still think they can come in the final and do a job for us. Would you please welcome the all-star full forward line of Gaelic, Joe Brolly, Tommy Tiernan and more, a.k.a. Mr. Conor Moore. Family fortunes. Welcome to the show, fella. How are you getting on?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Look, we know you're doing golf, you do F1, you do all types of sport, but in the heart, it's GAA.
I know, yeah. I love the GAA, I have to say. My career started in a dressing room in Mullingar Shamrocks, taking the mick out of people. So that's exactly where I started. And the GAA, for me, has two things that I need. It has great characters and great storylines. Even this year with the new rules and everything, it's never ending, you know? I love it.
I mean, the new rules, you know, a lot of people, whenever they were, you know, the new rules were coming in and people were doubting how that was going to go, and everybody now seems to be a convert to the new rules. I mean, even the hurling people themselves, like, I mean, Gaelic, I mean, is he a fan?
Oh, absolutely. What's the great with you, eh? Now, is it a better game, football? Yes, but I have a few issues with it, Pat, right? Absolutely. There's some of the rules I can't get my head around, huh? This whole thing of giving the ball back to a fella after you foul him, huh? What sort of woke muck is that? Huh? Oh, here, have the ball back. Let's be friends, huh? Oh, sure, I'll kick the free for you, huh? If a fella ever asked me for the ball back, I'd lay him out like a yoga mat. And it's very, very confusing as well. I mean, you've now 1 pointers, and you've 2 pointers, and you've 3 pointers, you've green flags and orange flags and the whole lot. I mean, we had a football match down in Clare last week, and we still don't have the result. I know we don't have the result, right? Now, listen, is it a better game? Yes. Right? It has improved, right? And I'd be thinking, how can we improve hurling, right? Or at least make it a little bit more violent, right? Now, and I think I'm going to Congress next month with a rule change. I want to get rid of the black card. We do not need a black card in hurling, right? We don't need a yellow card and we don't need a red card. The only cards we need in hurling are medical cards, dental cards, and sometimes you might need a mass card. Absolutely.
I mean, so these new rules, they're good for players, they're good for managers. I mean, do you reckon are they good for pundits?
Yeah, I think Joe Brolly's a big fan of them anyway. It's put a big smile on Joe's face. Hold on a second. Now, hold on a second now. Well, I think the new rules are absolutely wonderful, so they are. You know, genuinely, you know, it's a forwards game again, isn't it, Al? You know, it genuinely is, you know, you see Michael Murphy's back playing, you know, Bernard's back playing junior, he is, you know. I'm back playing junior B. I am, with my new club, Knockmore, you know, in my adopted county Mayo. I'm living in Mayo now.
I know you are, yeah.
You know, and they thought they were cursed before. But genuinely, no, it happened, you know, I'm playing junior B now, it happened by accident, you know. I went down to watch, I didn't intend on playing, you know. But the manager says, he says, Joe, we need you to play, we're in big trouble. He says, we're low in numbers, you know. And I says, you know, Tony, I'm 56, you know, I'm too old. He says, Joe, it's junior B. You're the youngest guy we've got. So I went out and I played and it was absolutely wonderful, you know. And we were underdogs, you know, with a lot of injuries and stuff. The corner forward pulled his hamstring, you know, picking up his grandson. You know, the goalkeeper sprained his wrist playing bingo. But I got man of the match, I did, you know. I was brilliant, so I was. I scored 52 goals and 27 points, so I did Bernard. That's a true story, I wouldn't exaggerate. Anyway, people would be asking me what's it like living in Mayo, you know. They're always saying, you know, and I said, it reminds me of, you know, working at RTE, you know. I'm fairly sure they don't want me there.
So look, I mean, you do the pundits, you do the managers. You ever tempted to do the players?
Would you believe I've not really done any players, GAA players. A lot of media bands don't really speak. The only player I have done, actually, is Bernard Brogan.
All right.
The only player I ever did was Bernard Brogan.
OK, so...
It's been a few years. So go on, ask me questions, Bernard Brogan. Go
on. You know, look, I mean, Dublin, of course, you know, famously lost their Leinster title last year against Meath in... against me than Portlaoise. Do you reckon the Dubs this year might be able to turn it around, Bernard?
Yeah, look, it was a really difficult year for Dubs. Now, I thought, disappointed to lose to Meath. Thought it was very unfair taking us out of Croke Park. It really unsettled a lot of the Dublin players, especially those who've never left the county before. Desi was getting an awful lot of questions in the lead up to the game from players, things like, where's Laois? Do we need a passport? Do we need a visa? Do we have to get vaccinated? But yeah, it was great. And, obviously it was a dream of mine to play for the Dubs, and it was great to play with my two brothers and all as well, it was great crack, and I remember we always wanted to emulate Da, and put on the Dublin jersey, And, I remember all the days the two boys would sneak into my room late at night, and we'd be playing football with the Teddy Ruxpin and all, we'd be kicking into each other, and, and then we'd do the post-match interviews with the hairbrush and all, and then we'd jump onto the bed and we'd be all wrestling on the bed in little Dublin underpants and all that. And then, of course, you get that knock on the door. Bernard, you going to bed? My wife be going mad, so she would.
I mean, is it easy to do an impression of somebody when they're just sitting beside you?
Well, I've done Roy on Roy. I've done now Berno on Berno. Patrick on Patrick, maybe. Well, good evening, folks. And welcome now to the GAA special. I'm your host, Patrick Kielty, winner of an All-Ireland medal with County Down. But I don't like to talk about it. Please welcome my next guest, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tommy Tiernan. So tell me a bit about yourself. Oh no, wait a minute, this is your show.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Have you any
You asked me the questions.
any special memories of the GAA yourself?
Well, nah, genuinely, nah. I love the GAA. Big fan, as a child growing up in the whole lot. I was a big fan of the Dubs, actually, I've seen them all, and I'm a big fan of the Brogans. Really am. I have to say, three lads are great footballers, but for me now, the father was the best of them. Bernard Senior. This fella here, you were absolutely fantastic. So you were. I have to say, you're absolutely fantastic, huh? You must be very proud of the three lads, especially Alan down there at the end, huh? And you're looking well as well. It's awful fucking joke.
So look, you're on the road. You're going to be heading around Ireland. Is there a favourite accent when you're on the road?
I know I like the west of Ireland. I always, no offence, lads, I love the old west of Ireland accents. I'm a big fan of the Donegal accent, actually. They're always here somewhere. My wife is from Donegal, actually, so I find it very attractive. I used to always, when we moved in together, when we started dating, I used to say it was like living with Donegal's Daniel O'Donnell. I used to come home and be like, "How are you, love? How are you doing? Oh, sit down. What would you like for your dinner, love? Oh, Jesus, and put your feet up now. You're working so hard at those wee impressions. You're so funny, so you are. And I love you, so do. You're a great wee manny, so you are." We're 5 years married now. Now it's like living with Donegal's Pierce Doherty.
Time and time again, broken promises after broken promises.
Can I stay in your house tonight?
Conor is on tour around Ireland in February, including dates at the Olympia, the National Opera House in Wexford, the TLT in Drogheda and the Ulster Hall up in Belfast. For tickets, see conorsketches.com.